talking about dangerous and distracted driving tonight. Denise, over in Pinson, you have been holding so patiently. Please know we appreciate that. Go right ahead with your question.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First of all, thank you for taking my question and my comment. Well, yesterday, I was driving, and the lady in the next lane to me, she put her cell phone up on the steering wheel and was just texting and started coming over into my lane. So, I blew my horn to try to get her out of my lane, and she rolled down her window. I had my window down, and she started just blatantly cursing me out. But the thing about it is she was coming into my lane. So I want to know really how is the officers enforcing the hands-free law? Because when you really think about it, you see so many people driving with their cell phones, and you can see a car maybe just sitting in the lane and not even moving. How is the law going to really be enforced with people using their cell phones?
That's a great question, Denise.
The difficult discussion to have is laws are only as good as the officers that enforce them. And a law can't go out and enforce herself. You have to have officers on the street that are willing to enforce the law. And what we've seen is that when we as police officers don't enforce the law, it doesn't register with people, okay, I may face consequences for doing this. And I can say this, in Birmingham, often we do miss the mark when it comes to enforcing texting while driving laws because of call volume or whatever various issues going on. But to address that question, laws are only as good as the officers that choose to enforce them.
Let me ask you this, Truman.
Yes,
Is that one hands-free? Is that an act that you can pull someone over for that alone, or does there have to be something else with that?
That is an excellent question.
Okay.
One key feature of the new Alabama distracted driving law when it comes to texting while driving is that can be your primary offense to pull someone over. Before it used to be a secondary offense.
Yes.
You had to see a separate driving
Infraction.
and then, oh, you're texting, I'll give you this ticket as well. But now it can be the primary source of why an officer pulls someone over.
And it's worth noting that if you're texting while driving and get into an accident, you have changed your situation, because you may be guilty of just negligence if someone's in your blind spot and you merge over on them. That's a simple negligence case. But if you're texting and the reason you merge over on somebody is because you're texting, you might be held responsible for punitive damages for what we call wanton conduct. And so no longer are you just having to pay for the damages that you've inflicted on someone, damage to the car, damage to their person, but now you can be punished, and a jury can return virtually whatever it wants to in punitive damages. So it's a much more serious case than just simple negligence when you're doing something distracted. That can open up the door for a wantonness claim against you.
Well, that's good.
Serious.
That's good to know, Denise. So thank you for that question, for really just expounding our knowledge upon that. So thank you to both of you all as well for those answers.